It was a bitterly cold December night, and the tiny town of Peenaville was blanketed in a thick layer of snow. Christmas was just around the corner, and the townsfolk were busy decorating their homes and streets. However, there was one house on Elm Street that stood out from the rest. The McAllister house was notorious for its extravagant Christmas decorations, and this year was no different. The McAllisters, John and Mary, were a middle-aged couple with a deep love for the holiday season. They had spent weeks transforming their home into a winter wonderland, complete with twinkling lights, inflatable snowmen, and an enormous Christmas tree that could be seen from miles away. The tree was their pride and joy, a magnificent spectacle that had become the talk of the town. But this Christmas, something was different. As the days passed, strange occurrences began to plague the McAllister household. It started with the ornaments on the tree. Mary would carefully hang them on its branches, only to find them shattered on the floor the next morning. John dismissed it as a simple accident, blaming the family cat for knocking them down. But Mary couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. One night as they sat by the fireplace, the couple heard a faint, eerie whisper coming from the direction of the Christmas tree. They exchanged uneasy glances, their breath visible in the frigid air. John approached the tree cautiously, but the whispering stopped as he got closer. He shrugged it off, attributing it to the wind outside. The following evening, Mary woke up to a chilling sight. The Christmas tree's lights were flickering in a pattern that resembled Morse code. She quickly woke John, who was skeptical but couldn't deny the strange occurrence. The lights seemed to spell out a message: "Help me." They were both terrified, unsure of what to make of it. As the days passed, the situation escalated. The whispers from the tree grew louder and more distinct. They could now hear desperate pleas for help, mixed with sinister laughter. The once beautiful tree now cast a foreboding presence over the living room. It had become a source of fear rather than joy. Desperate for answers, the McAllisters decided to seek help from the local priest, Father O'Malley. He arrived at their home, carrying a small vial of holy water and a prayer book. Father O'Malley blessed the room and the tree, sprinkling holy water as he recited prayers. The room seemed to grow colder, and a sense of unease hung in the air, but Father O'Malley assured them that the evil presence would be banished. For a few days, it seemed that the priest's intervention had worked. The tree's malevolent whispers ceased, and the McAllisters began to feel a sense of relief. They thought they were finally free from the curse that had befallen their home. However, on Christmas Eve, their hope turned to horror. As they gathered around the tree to exchange presents, the lights began to flicker violently. The room grew icy cold, and a sinister voice emerged from the tree, speaking in a language they couldn't understand. The voice grew louder and more malevolent, filling the room with dread. Suddenly, the Christmas tree's branches began to twist and contort, forming grotesque shapes. It reached out with gnarled branches and grabbed John, pulling him into its dark, twisted interior. Mary screamed in terror, but it was too late. Her husband was gone, absorbed by the cursed tree. Frantic and terrified, Mary ran out of the house, seeking help from her neighbors. They arrived at the McAllister house to find a scene of chaos. The Christmas tree had returned to its normal appearance, but John was nowhere to be found. The townsfolk searched the house, but there was no sign of him. In the end, Mary was left alone, a widow tormented by the loss of her husband and the sinister presence that had taken him. The town of Peenaville learned to avoid the McAllister house, and it became a place of whispered rumors and fearful glances. And so the legend of the horror Christmas tree was born, a cautionary tale for those who dared to go too far with their holiday decorations. It served as a reminder that even the most joyful of seasons could be tainted by dark forces lurking in the shadows.